Alright, hello everyone. Here we are back for hole number 3 tutorial. And here you can see I'm putting on rock and kingmaker ball. So the way that I usually go about doing this one is with a POC. And this is a Tour 12 hole, so I'm a little bit more familiar from the third tee dot as to kind of how to go about doing this. I kind of already have a game plan in mind for this. So let me go ahead and, just kind of input a wind here while we're waiting. Let's just say it's 12 miles per hour. I'm going to use very close to the max ring adjustment. Here you can see 12.1 rings, 1 to 12. And that's pretty close. I don't usually go beyond max ring adjustment here for this hole. Let me see. I do believe this wind is pointed towards the hole. Now, this is actually one of my more favorite winds for this hole. It makes going towards the right, it makes it extremely holeable. Now, it might take just a couple attempts to get this ring adjustment down, but all things considered, this is going to be a very, very holeable wind. So let's look here. Looks like we're going to be first, 12.3. Oh, it's a little bit down, a little bit more than I thought. Oh, not too bad though. But as I mentioned, right around max. Let's go max plus 5. Just go just a little bit more. But what I'm going to do to start off with, I'm just going to use all the backspin, all the side spin that I possibly can. And you can also see with where I'm landing, it is a wee bit aggressive, but I like landing over here. So just be very careful with your ring play here. And that's the 13 rings that I need to go. Perfect ball. And it does look very aggressive, but you can see with all that side spin, it's really going to, keep the momentum towards the right. And that's one of the reasons that it makes this so holeable, is you'll see that it'll hold it up on that edge, like towards that right side, and just feed down towards the hole. Where if you don't put that right spin on, or let's say, the wind's any other direction, where you have to put left spin off that hill, it's going to feed down much faster and almost always miss left. But I can actually, go about mastering that adjustment. And you can see even with the plus 5%, I'm probably not going to need it. So just the 1 per ring here is going to be pretty spot on. As you could see that I pretty much over adjusted by, probably about a ring or so, or in this case, 0.7, 0.8 at least. So, it should be relatively straightforward. Just a 1-to-1, whatever the wind is. And, bring your rock for a little bit of extra accuracy. And as I mentioned, this is kind of dictating perfectly what I'm mentioning. Without that that right spin, it just is going to drift too much towards the left, and it's never going to get back towards the hole. So with this favorable wind, doing it with that high right spin is actually really going to make it extremely holeable. So something to be considering for your guys' round, and it's going to be very, very challenging for you to overspin it. Now there is a chance that you could leave it up high up on that hill. But I do want to say, even if you do, the pitch itself should only be about 2 yards or so. You should only need to get it started onto the green, and there should be enough ball guide going straight towards the hole. So it is going to be, a very useful thing with that in mind. So let's take a look at this one. Looks like we are at wood distance here. And what I'll usually do is maybe go at this with a rough bump here. Somewhere right in here. Max club, I'm going to be looking at probably 10-ish rings here. Now, usually I might curl this. However, with the way that this wind is pointed, I shouldn't need to. Yeah. I landed just a little bit longer than I anticipated. It looks like it may have been just a little bit more of a tailwind than I was expecting, so it did come in just a little bit. It seemed when I was adjusting that it was a headwind, but it definitely launched past the a little bit farther than what the arrow intended. So it definitely was a little bit of a tailwind. So the way that you need to play it varies slightly depending on the wind that you get. On the tailwinds, that second hop is going to be very aggressive, and so this one's actually not rolling out. So it's like a little bit of the opposite of what I just had to deal with. So kind of all over the place there. You can see I just snuck that one in, but just trying to get a feel for those holes, as I have not played them from the third tee in a little bit. So, that's one of the reasons that you see me playing the shootouts, at least early on, until I get a good feeling of kind of the ring adjustments to make sure that, I'm right where I need to be when we actually have to play the hole. So good luck with that third hole, guys. I'm going to get some revisions for you guys, and, definitely make a minor tweak the next time I play it. But the spin seems pretty good for that one. So good luck, and catch you guys on the next one.